Hi everybody, I'm Tabitha and today we're talking about reviews. So why are we talking about reviews today? Well, a while back I put out a call on social media asking you what kind of topics you want to see on this channel. I asked you to ask me questions, to tell me what you wanted to know about, or even to give me controversial topics we should be discussing. And one of the most common things that came up in your questions or in your topics were book reviews. You have questions about book reviews as readers and reviewers, but you also have questions about writers and how we perceive book reviews. So today, we're just going to cover as many book review topics as I feel like covering before I get tired of doing this. Ready? Let's go! Before we get started, let's clarify one really important thing. Book reviews are critical. Why do I think they're critical? Well, they're one of the main ways that readers can let other readers know what they think about the book, but they're also a ways where a writer can see how people are perceiving their book. So who do I think reviews are more important for at the end of the day? Which is a question I get asked a lot. That's an easy one. Readers. Book reviews are notes and messages from one reader to another reader. So I'm going to start by talking about all of your book review and book reader related questions. First up, how should a reviewer expect to be compensated for their reviews? Well, in my opinion, we shouldn't necessarily be paid for our reviews, at least not by authors. So how do we get paid or compensated for these reviews? The number one most common way to get compensated for your reviews is with a free copy of the book. The books that you get are free. And if you think about it, as a reader, you probably would take your money and roll it into books anyway. Reviewing books means that that middle step was cut out. You're getting the books directly. Now, there are other ways to be compensated for your reviews, but normally it's by the people who are reading them. For example, if you post them on a blog and you're paid in advertising or in web hits, that's being paid technically for your reviews, but it's being paid by the people who are viewing them. Same goes for if you're paid by publishers or by marketers. That's completely different. You're being paid by a company, not necessarily straight directly by an author. So while I don't always think it's important to get compensation in the form of money, it is an option and it is available if you choose to be a book reviewer. The second most common question I get asked, and this is a usually in-person one, is how do you decide your book review scale? Aren't reviews really just your opinion? Yes. Book reviews are subjective, and they are absolutely your opinion. So if you are going to convert yourself from a casual reviewer to a professional reviewer, the very first thing you need to do is establish that review scale. Now, if you've ever watched any of my book review videos, you see that scale every single time. I scale on 5 stars, 5-star rating, and I tell you exactly what you have to do to get 5 stars from my channel. But let's be honest, at the end of the day, book reviews are subjective even if you have a scale. I can be in the right mood for the right book at the right time, and it ends up getting a higher rating than it may have been if I wasn't quite in the mood for that book. Have your scale posted somewhere. Be honest and open about the fact that reviews are subjective, and you can't ever guarantee someone a good review. The third most common question I get asked by people who want to be book reviewers is, where do I post them? Well, that's entirely up to you. You can post them on Amazon and Goodreads. You can post them on a specific book website where you buy books. You can post them on your own website, on a YouTube channel, really anywhere you want. The only catch is, if you're going to call yourself a professional reviewer, you better make sure everyone can find where those are posted. So for example, if you go to my blog, my book review blog page explains to you all of my rating and exactly where it would be posted. I'm an open door when it comes to this. And if you plan to be a book reviewer, you have to be as well. Next up, let's tackle all of your review topics and questions that had to do with reviews from the writer's end. Now with this one, I want to say that if I offend anybody, I certainly don't mean to. And if I'm talking about a specific incident that you happen to know a person who has made this mistake, please don't call them out. There's definitely a reason I'm not calling anybody out personally. So, for writers, the first question we always get asked as writers is, do you view all of your reviews? I'm going to be honest with you, I do. I'm an independent writer, which means all of my stuff has to come through me first. I'm my main source of marketing. I'm my main source of everything. I'm not just the writer. So do I view my reviews? Yes. If I had a full-time marketing team working with me and for me, I probably wouldn't. I would let them view it and let them go through it, and I'll tell you what that's for in a minute. But at the end of the day, yes, I do view them. So here's my advice for writers. If you find yourself viewing them because you need it for another source, you have to remember to turn off that part of your brain that thinks of this as a critique or a criticism that you can grow from. This isn't like your boss coming to you and saying, here's something you did well, here's something you can fix. It's not the same as that, unless you plan to republish this book, which you probably don't. These reviews are from one reader to another. You're the middleman. Get what you need from it and get out of it. Traditionally, when I look at mine, I spend a lot of time looking at the 3 and up star range and not a lot of time looking at any that come in at 1 and 2. Not because they're not important, not because I don't believe in them, but because that would put my focus at a different spot than it needs to be. When I read mine, it's because I'm looking at it from a marketing standpoint. More on that in a second. Second thing I want to talk about when it comes to reviews as a writer, and this is almost a warning for writers, especially if you know you're the kind of person who's going to have trouble turning off that part of your brain that feels like you're being criticized. Absolutely, 100%, you must stop yourself from commenting on a book review. We've all done it. We've all been there. We've read one that was really good and we wanted to tell them thank you, or we've read one that really hurts and we wanted to correct them. Don't do it. I'm giving you advice from the things that I've seen done wrong since I started this journey. Don't do it. Don't comment on it, even if it's just to say thank you. You have to make sure you're staying consistent. You don't want to offend the other people who gave you 5 stars that you never saw and you didn't like, and you certainly don't want to start some kind of a dialogue that's going to make people feel bad. I'm going to say this again because it's very important. Reviews are from one reader to another. They're not for you. My last thing I want to talk about with reviews for writers, and this is probably the most important, and I alluded to it earlier, it's the reason why I actually view mine, and that's because reviews can be used and should be used for marketing. If you were a traditionally published author, or maybe you are, you would have a marketing team for you who's going to be looking at these reviews and finding quotes, something someone else said that they can use when talking about your book. It goes on front covers, it goes on posters, it goes on advertisement, it goes on commercials. Those blurbs are incredibly important. So as an independent author, you need to look at your reviews to find those. Marketing campaigns can be targeted with those quotes from other people if they gave you their permission. Now, I am going to say, in my opinion, as a professional reviewer, if I posted that as a reviewer, it is permission. I put it on a public platform. I gave my opinion out there. As far as I'm concerned, you're allowed to use it. But it's whether or not you include their name. It's nice to reach out to the author and ask if it's okay to use their first name. Do they want their first and last name? How do they want to be used, notified? I do give credit to other people when I use them in marketing materials. So if you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, you've probably seen quite a few of these. I load them up with great quotes and I share them out. And I've had other people do the same with quotes that I've said about books. So that is definitely the best way to use reviews as a writer, is read them to pull out a 1-sentence thing, blurb, that you can use in your next marketing tool for that book. So we started this quick video today by all of us agreeing on the idea that reviews are essential, that writers need reviews so that readers know what books they might enjoy. So with that being said, I want to give you one more piece of advice, and that is how to connect to reviewers. So if you're interested in becoming a reviewer, my suggestion is find one of those companies out there that connects readers to writers. So I am a member of NetGalley and also Book Siren. So that's 2 that you can use. I've also used Hidden Gems before. So this is not a commercial for them. I'm just telling you there are services out there that can connect readers and writers. So whether you're a reader looking to become a reviewer or whether you're a writer looking to pick up reviewers, those are the suggestions I'm going to say you follow through on. Find yourself a company that can help weed that out for you. Feel free to let me know if you have other questions, and if I'm capable of answering them, I will absolutely do my best to answer them. Also, if you're interested in getting a review going and you want some help or even some books to start with, I can probably recommend to you some authors who are willing to work with you, including, I have 4 books, soon to be 5 available. I'm sure we can hook you up with a copy of the book so that you can give me your honest opinions. All right, that's it for me and all of your awesome questions or concerns about book reviews. I hope I've given you some information that you can use. I hope you are all staying safe out there. Drop a comment to let me know you're still here. Hit subscribe and tap that little bell so you know when I'm back. Keep plotting the path to your dreams, and I'll see you next time. Bye!